So, my question is about my work actually, because I'm an artist and I work as an artist for video games. But I also feel that that's more like a day job for me, paying the bills and that sort of thing. And like my whole life, I was kind of like feeling this frustration, like, what am I really into? And many times it came up that if I didn't need to make money, I would probably be just working with pottery. And then recently it just came to me like a very clear vision that I need to actually approach that and make that, transition somehow. And it's not that easy because, the other job pays the bills, that sort of thing. Yeah. So I guess my question is, I felt that I know your background, that you've been into pottery your whole life, and I just wanted to sort of hear your good advice, sort of thing. Like, how do you approach it, kind of thing?
You mean how do you approach ceramics in particular, or just in general? You mean?
I know
transition.
I know how to make pottery in a sense. I learned some of it in art school and that sort of thing. But just like I'm like 47 years old, and like the reality of it is that you need to keep your job and have maybe the pottery as a hobby and that sort of thing.
Well, that's what you have to decide. Do you want to continue to earn your living doing something that you're obviously well established at and presumably reasonably well paid at, which gives you the freedom to work as an artist in whatever medium you choose, without all the pressures of having to go out and market your work, and that's a big pressure for an artist. If so, you may decide that you want that, but there is something to be said for working as an artist without that constraint.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what happened with painting. Let's say that the joy I had painting mostly been there when I didn't need to paint. When I need to paint for a living, then there's like an aspect of feeling kind of like slavery sometimes, that you're playing someone else's game and you have to do it.
Yes, well, you don't want to be in a position in 10 years' time when you're slaving away at your potter's wheel to make ends meet, and you just wish for a few spare hours when you could play video games again.
Yeah.
So that's obviously something. Obviously, I can't say, but that's something you have to balance up. Of course, if you're well established as a video game designer, you may be able to begin to minimize the amount of work. Instead of working 5 days a week, you go down to 3 days or 2 days.
That's the plan, actually.
That would be, I think, the way to start.
Yeah.
And then try that. See how it affects you financially. See how you enjoy it, and then slowly
make a transition, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I think I just wanted your blessing a bit, because that's my thinking too, what you're saying.
It may be that if you do that and you start making ceramics, you might find you love it. You get a couple of invitations to exhibit. They go very well, in which your work sells. You earn some income from it. You think, this is, so you go more in that direction, and you start turning down invitations to design video games. But you may find that you don't get those invitations, in which case you're just happy in your studio making things for 3 days a week and evenings and weekends, but you're earning your living doing something that you're well practiced at, that doesn't require all of your time and energy, because you know how to do it. And
yeah, I guess that the tricky part is somehow being fine with feeling that the job that you're doing is mostly just making a living.
Yes, but I have a friend in California who's a video game designer, and he's deeply interested in these matters. He attends many of my retreats, or used to, on the West Coast. And he managed to, he had a very, very deep interest in these matters and love of the truth. And he would weave his interest in these matters into his video games.
Mm.
So that's also something you could possibly consider, instead of your work being something you just kind of mechanically do in order to earn a living. Would it be possible to somehow use your existing work, which you're obviously well accomplished at, to begin to actually bring these ideas to a segment of the population that would never normally find them through the non-dual channels? You know, it's unlikely that a lot of your people who are playing video games, it's unlikely that they're going to go onto YouTube and type in non-duality or mindfulness or meditation. That's probably not the kind of things they're searching for, but that they're searching for other things and engaged in other activities on the internet. But you can be sure they're searching for lasting happiness. So put those two things together: their activities on the internet, video games, and their love of happiness. Connect them. See if there wouldn't be some way you could design video games that slowly initiated someone's interest in these matters. It's quite possible. Then you might find that suddenly a new enthusiasm for your work developed. It wasn't just a mechanical means for making money. It was actually a means of sharing your love and your understanding.
Thank you.